Ladies, let me talk to you for a second. I'm not here to judge you. I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to wake you up. Because too many of you are out here getting played by a man who ain't even in the game for real. Let me ask you something. What do you call a man who keeps taking from you but never gives back? Who only comes around when he needs something, your money, your body, your comfort, your energy, and then disappears when it's your turn to be held, loved, or heard? That's not a relationship. That's a transaction. And you're the ATM. Now I get it. You thought he loved you. He said the right words. He came around just long enough to make you feel special. But baby, words are cheap, watch his actions. A man who truly wants you will make effort, not excuses. Recognize the pattern, not the excuse. That one truth can change your life if you let it. See, a lot of women stay stuck in toxic relationships not because they're blind, but because they're in denial. You saw the signs. You felt it in your gut. But you kept making excuses for him, telling yourself he's just going through a rough time. He just needs space. He just doesn't know how to love because of his past. But here's the reality. The pattern is the truth. The pattern is who he is. The excuses. That's just a story you keep telling yourself to avoid facing the pain of walking away. A man who really wants to love you will not leave you confused. He won't ghost you, breadcrumb you, manipulate your emotions, then pop back up like nothing happened. If he constantly disrespects your boundaries, avoids accountability, and only shows affection when he's about to lose you, baby, that's a pattern. And patterns don't lie. People do. Patterns are consistent. They tell you everything you need to know if you're bold enough to listen. But the problem is, we often mistake chaos for passion. You think the emotional roller coaster means he must love you deeply because it feels intense. But intensity isn't intimacy. It's dysfunction. If your heart is constantly anxious, wondering where you stand, you're not in love, you're in survival mode. You're trying to earn someone's bare minimum, and that's no way to live. You don't have to keep handing out chances just because you love someone. Love is not a license for mistreatment, and you surely don't owe anyone your loyalty when they keep showing you they're not loyal to you. Recognizing the pattern means taking the blinders off. It means observing what he consistently does not. What he promises, not what he says when he's trying to make up for hurting you again, but what he actually does day in and day out. If every argument ends with you apologizing, even when you're the one hurt, that's a pattern. If every good moment is followed by a sudden withdrawal of love and attention, that's a pattern. And if the only time he treats you well is when you threaten to leave, that's not love, that's control. Stop giving people passes because of your potential for them. Stop confusing longevity with loyalty. Someone can be in your life for years and still be draining your soul because you've been ignoring the evidence that he's not changing, he's just getting better at disguising the same behavior. The only way out is through honesty. Brutal honesty with yourself. What do his actions say about how he values you? Does he see you or does he use you? Does he uplift you or does he keep you emotionally dependent? The moment you stop making excuses and start recognizing the pattern is the moment you begin reclaiming your worth. Because once you see the truth, you can never unsee it. And that's where your healing begins. Love shouldn't cost your dignity. If it does, then it's not love, it's emotional debt. Too many women are out here giving everything in the name of love and getting nothing but pieces of a man who doesn't even know how to value a woman. Real love does not require you to shrink yourself, to silence your voice, or to abandon your self-worth just to keep someone beside you. If staying with him means losing your peace, your confidence, your identity, then that's not love, that's self-sacrifice. And baby, you are not built to be someone's emotional punching bag or personal project. When love is real, it builds you, it uplifts you. It respects your boundaries and honors your soul. But when love is real, it builds you, it uplifts you. It respects your boundaries and honors your soul. But when a man is using you, he wraps his selfishness in sweet words. He tells you he loves you, but disrespects you in private. He calls you his queen, but makes you beg for time, effort, and basic decency. That's not love, that's manipulation. And the longer you tolerate it, the more you start believing you're not worth more. But let me tell you something loud and clear. You are worthy of love that feels safe, secure, and strong, not love that makes you question your sanity every night. You cannot keep paying for love with your dignity. You cannot keep staying silent just to keep the peace. If you've got to cry yourself to sleep every other night, if you've got to pretend like you're okay when your heart is breaking in silence, then it's time to step back and ask yourself, what exactly am I holding on to? Because love, real love, should never make you feel less than. It should never make you question your value. You should never feel like you have to compete with other women to keep your place. You should never feel like loving him means losing you. Some of why all are trading your self-respect for temporary affection. You let him back, and every time he apologizes, knowing deep down nothing will change. And slowly, piece by piece, your dignity erodes. You stop asking for what you need because you're tired of the arguments. You stop speaking your truth because he flips the script. You lower your standards just to keep him comfortable. But love that costs your dignity is too expensive. Because the moment you lose your dignity, you lose the foundation that keeps you whole. Don't let your desire to be loved override your need to be respected. You can't fix a man by loving him harder. You can't earn love by proving your loyalty to someone who doesn't even value honesty. It's time to raise the bar. It's time to stop confusing pain for passion. The man who is meant for you won't ask you to trade in your dignity just to stay. He will love you in a way that lets you keep your power, your voice, your worth, and your peace. That's the love you deserve. And that's the love you must wait for, even if it means standing alone for a while. A real man adds, he doesn't drain. It's that simple. When a man truly cares about you, being with him should feel like a breath of fresh air, not a weight on your chest. He should be pouring into your life just like you pour into his. But when you find yourself constantly exhausted emotionally, mentally, spiritually because of someone who only takes and never gives, that's not love. That's a one-sided arrangement. And let's be real, too many women are caught up with men who see them as a source, not a partner. A source of comfort, of healing, of support without ever giving any of that back. A real man doesn't sit back while you do all the emotional heavy lifting. He doesn't leave you out of the relationship alone. He steps up. He listens when you speak, not just to respond, but to understand. He sees your worth and treats it like treasure, not like a convenience, when a man truly values you. He brings peace to your chaos, not more chaos to your peace. He lifts you when life gets hard, not disappear when things get uncomfortable. And if the only time he shows up is when he needs something, then baby, he's not your man, he's your burden. You need to ask yourself, what does he actually bring into your life? Does he give you security or anxiety? Does he bring clarity or confusion? Does he uplift you? Or does he tear you down subtly over time until you start to question your own worth? A real man doesn't make you doubt yourself. He doesn't make you like you're hard to love. He doesn't let you carry the relationship on your own while he reaps all the benefits. A real man contributes. He invests in you. He adds to your happiness, not just drains your energy. It's time to stop being impressed by the bare minimum. A good morning text means nothing if he's not showing up when it matters. Sweet words mean nothing if his actions don't follow through. A real man brings consistency. He adds joy, not confusion. He supports your dreams, not just his own. And he's present, not just physically, but emotionally. He doesn't wait for you to break down before he pays attention. He's there through the highs and the lows, not just when it's easy. If every time you speak your needs, you feel like you're asking for too much, then you're with someone who's giving you too little. And you can't keep letting someone drain your light just because you love them. Love without reciprocity becomes self-destruction. A real man will want to see you shine, and he'll protect that light, not dim it. You deserve someone who adds peace, stability, strength, and love to your life, not someone who keeps taking while giving nothing but empty promises. Remember, it's not just about having a man, it's about having the right man. One who adds, not one who drains. You teach people how to treat you. That might be one of the most powerful lessons in life, especially in relationships. See, every time you let something slide, every time you stay quiet when you're disrespected, every time you accept less than what you deserve, you're sending a message. You're telling that man, this is okay, you can keep doing this, and I'll still be here. And the hard truth is people will only rise to the standard that you set. If you set no standard, expect no effort. If you don't demand respect, don't be surprised when you don't get it. A man doesn't just suddenly start treating you poorly. It starts small. A missed call, a disrespectful comment. A man doesn't just suddenly start treating you poorly. It starts small. A missed call, a disrespectful comment passed off as a joke, a canceled plan, an ignored concern. And when you don't check it, when you stay quiet, when you make excuses for him, he learns something. He learns that you'll tolerate it, that you'll adjust, that you'll bend just to keep him around. And before you know it, you're stuck in a pattern where you're doing all the compromising and he's doing all the taking. That's not love. That's learned behavior because you taught him that your boundaries are flexible. Now, I know it's not easy. Maybe you're afraid of being alone. Maybe you think if you just hold on a little longer, he'll change. Maybe you're trying to keep the peace. But silence doesn't bring peace, it brings permission. When you fail to speak up, you're not avoiding conflict, you're inviting more of the same behavior. And over time, you start losing parts of yourself just to keep the relationship intact. But here's the truth. No relationship is worth losing your voice, your confidence, or your dignity. You have to set the tone for how people treat you. That means knowing your worth and being unapologetic about it. That means walking away the first time someone crosses a line, not the fifth, not after a dozen apologies, not when you're emotionally exhausted. The first time. Because your value isn't up for negotiation. If you allow someone to play with your heart, your time, and your trust, they will over and over and over again. But the moment you stop accepting less, the moment you draw that line in the sand and mean it, everything changes. And let's be clear, teaching people how to treat you isn't about being harsh. It's about being honest with them. and with yourself. It's about saying, I love you, but I love myself more. I respect you, but I won't let you disrespect me. It's about setting boundaries and actually enforcing them. Because a boundary without enforcement is just a suggestion. The kind of love you deserve begins with the kind of love you give yourself. So if you want a man who treats you like a queen, stop acting like a servant in your own life. Show up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Because the way you allow people to treat you is the exact way they will. Every single time. So let me leave you with this. You are not here to be used. You are here to be loved right. You are not a placeholder, not a second option, not someone's backup plan. You are worthy of real love, honest love, healing love. But it all starts with you. The moment you stop settling is the moment you start rising. Stop explaining your worth to people who don't value it. Stop giving your best to someone who keeps showing you their worst. Set the standard, hold the line, and don't be afraid to walk away from anything that costs your peace, your power, or your dignity. Because when you finally choose you, that's when the right kind of love finds its way to you. And that kind of love, it never uses honors. It sees you, it builds you. And most of all, it stays.